monthly session number 8 of the legislature of the Kiowa tribe. The time is 9:43. I'm sorry, 9:37, excuse me. I'd like Modine here to say our invocation for us, please, this morning.
Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this beautiful day. We ask your continued blessings upon this tribe, each member, each child, each teenager, all the people that want this tribe to move forward. We just ask your help, ask for your wisdom. We also ask for your forgiveness where we have failed. We ask you, dear God, to just look after us, keep us healthy, keep us strong, keep our minds working. We just thank you for your goodness and your mercy. Bless this meeting today, that we will do the right thing for the tribe. For it's in your son's name. Amen.
Amen. All right, Rhonda, with the roll call.
Renee Plata,
Here.
Rhonda Ahady, here. Ron Kiowa,
Here.
Dave Gimmelsettle,
Here.
Anita Onko Johnson,
Here.
Ordina Waters, Ben Lucero Wolf.
Here.
All present, quorum established.
Okay, next is our agenda. Do we have a motion for approval of the agenda or any changes?
I make a motion that we approve the agenda for today.
Thank you, Ron. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Anita. Call the roll for that, Rhonda, please.
Renee Plata,
Yes.
Rhonda Ahady, yes. Ron Kiowa,
Yes.
Dave Gimmelsettle,
Yes.
Anita Onko Johnson,
Yes.
Ordina Waters,
Yes.
Ben Lucero.
Yes.
7 yeses, 0 no's, 0 abstains, 0 absent. Motion carries.
Thank you, Rhonda. Okay, next is approval of the minutes. And Rhonda, would you please read the minutes for us?
Yes.
Thank you.
These are the minutes from last month's meeting, November 11th, 2017. Call to order. Meeting was called to order by Renee Plata, Speaker of the Kiowa Tribe Legislature. Called to order at 9:19 a.m. The invocation was given by Ben Wolf of the legislature. A roll call. Legislators present. Dave Gimmelsettle was present. Rhonda Ahady was present. Renee Plata was present. Ron Kiowa was absent. Anita Onko Johnson was present. Medina Waters was present. And Ben Wolf was present. The quorum was established. Approval of agenda. Anita Onko Johnson makes a motion to approve the agenda, seconded by Ron Kiowa Sr. Motion carries. It would be 6-4, 0 against, 0 abstain, and it would be 1 absent. Approval of meeting minutes. Modina Waters makes a motion to approve the minutes for legislature session 6, October 10th, 2017 with corrections. Seconded by Rhonda Ahady. Motion carries. It would be 6-4, 0 against, 1 abstain, and 1 absent. Modina Waters makes a motion to delete sentence 1.6. The enrollment officer shall be an enrolled member of the tribe. In resolution KLCY.
Those aren't wrong. That was last month. There were 6. That on there, I just I didn't take that absent off, so that was, should have been corrected. Everybody was present.
Okay.
Ron was absent.
No, he was absent in October's meeting.
October meeting.
Okay.
November
So
he
this
was
should
here.
These should be present then.
Right, that's the only change.
Okay.
Okay, so we have 3 changes here so far, because Ron, it says up here, was absent.
So
Right.
we mark
So
that
he
present.
was present,
Yeah.
What's the other changes?
Well, it would be,
then these say 7.
yeah, it would be
Seven,
seven.
they are supposed to be 7000.
So we'll change those back. Okay.
Because it does just have a deal here.
Okay. So we'll change those back to
Yeah, that was
7
my, I overlooked that.
0 0. Okay. Modena Waters makes a motion to delete sentence 1.6. The enrollment officer shall be an enrolled member of the tribe. In resolution KLCY 2017-20-027, Nominations and Confirmation Act of 2017, seconded by Ben Wolf. Motion carries 4-4, 3 against, 0 abstained, and 0 absent. Modena,
I'm sorry, which one are you reading?
Oh,
Second
goodness,
page on
second
college.
page.
She said 4-4.
I said 4
Yes,
for yes, 4 yes,
And 3 against.
3 against, 0 abstained, and 0 absent.
4 for the motion.
Okay.
It's kind of cut
4
off.
yes.
I see it cut off.
4 yes.
All right,
3
Thank
against,
you.
no abstain.
Okay.
sorry.
Modena Waters makes a motion to approve resolution KLCY 2017-027, Nomination and Confirmation Act of 2017, seconded by Renee Plata. Motion carries 7-4, 0 against, 0 abstained, 0 absent. Renee Plata makes a motion to approve resolution KLCY 2017-029, the Enrollment Membership of Appointees Act 2017, seconded by Anita Uncle Johnson. Motion carries 7-4, 0 against, 0 abstained, 0 absent. New business, no new business. Adjourn. Anita Uncle Johnson makes a motion to adjourn at 10:25 a.m., seconded by Dave Gillisell. Motion carries 7-4, 0 against, and 0 abstained.
Do we have a motion to approve the minutes with the correction that Ron Pulov was present at that meeting?
I make a motion that we accept the minutes with the changes.
Thank you. Anita? Thank you, Ben. Call for the vote, Rhonda.
Renee Plata?
Yes.
Rhonda Ahe, yes. Ron Pulov?
Here.
Yes.
Yes.
Dave Gillisell?
Yes.
Anita Uncle Johnson?
Yes.
Modena Waters?
Yes.
Ben Sarah Wolf? 7 yes, 0 no, 0 abstained, 0 absent. Motion carries.
All right, thank you. All right, then next on the agenda is the old business, and the first item is resolution KLCY 2017-032, which is the self-determination 638 Contracts Authorization Act of 2017. And this resolution is for basically for the 638 programs or contracts that our chairman can enter into these contracts for the benefit of the tribe. And the legislature feels it's in the best interest of the tribe to provide the chairman and the executive branch with a efficient process to authorize the tribe to apply and receive tribal grants. Sure.
The legislature is vested with authority to pass laws and resolutions pursuant to Article 6, Section 6A of the Constitution of the Kiowa Tribe Constitution, and the Kiowa Tribe has entered into self-determination 638 contracts with the Bureau of Indian Affairs that has provided critical findings to operation important programs and deliver valuable service to the members of the tribe, and the tribe recently experienced several years of internal government strife resulting in the disruption of the self-determination 638 contracts with the federal government and a disruption of available federal funding for the tribe's programs. And in late October 2017, the BIA notified the legislature of a need for an updated authorization for the chairman of the tribe to enter in the 638 contracts with BIA on behalf of the tribe. The legislature supports and encourages the chairman and executive branch departments to apply for and obtain all available 638 contracts and funds for the benefit of the tribe, and the legislature finds it in the best interest of the tribe provide the chairman and executive branch with an efficient and streamlined process to authorize the tribe to apply for and receive grant funds. The purpose of this act is to authorize the chairman of the tribe to negotiate and execute self-determination 638 contracts with the federal government and the BIA to receive federal funds to operate critical programs for the delivery of service to members of the tribe. The legislature hereby authorizes and directs the chairman to negotiate and execute 638 contracts with the federal government and the BIA on behalf of the tribe. The chairman shall be authorized to execute all necessary documents necessary to effectuate the intent of this act.
All right, do we have any discussion on this?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yes, Rodina.
And let me know if it should be, at another discussion.
All right,
But I got this November 13th, 2017 memorandum or letter from the Bureau of Indian Affairs. And it's to Matthew Kamalti, our chairman. And just glancing down all of this, I would propose that we either discuss it here or maybe later at another meeting, because just to go over what we met on with the BIA about a month ago, because I would really like to revisit all of this.
okay, and Modena, I don't think this document you're talking about is what this authorization is.
This is more general, is that what you're saying?
This is so that the chairman can go ahead and seek 638 contracts. Whereas this document we have tells us about the current situation with the 638 contracts that we must abide by, and we have deadlines with the BIA with firm dates on there that basically we have to get the audits done, or we'll lose our current
But
programs.
originally, though, as you stated in there, they were interrupted by the previous administration.
Right.
Right.
This is separate from the resolution.
Right.
This is
This is just a status
what's
report.
happening at this time with the tribe. It's separate from this resolution that we're trying to pass that lets him to continue without coming back to us every single time for the different contracts that we might see.
Concerned about getting into detail on.
Right.
This
And
is
there
just a
could
status-
be discussion on this perhaps in another part of the agenda. It could be brought up for the tribe if y'all wanted to make it known.
Yeah, this is just the BIA status report on this particular 638 programs.
So is that
That's fine.
all right? Any other discussion on this authorization for the chairman to seek grants? Are we ready to call for the vote? Oh, excuse me. Is there a motion on the table for approval of this?
I'll make a motion for the Authorization Act of 2017 of Self-Determination 638 programs.
Thank you, Rhonda. I'll second that. Any more discussion? Are we ready for the vote? All right, Rhonda, please call the vote.
Renee Plata,
Yes.
Rhonda Ahady, yes. Ron Kulal,
Yes.
Dave Gimsell,
Yes.
Anita Anko Johnson,
Yes.
Modena Waters,
Yes.
Ben Lucero, Wolf. 7 yes, 0 no, 0 abstained, 0 absent, motion carries.
Thank you. All right, so our next resolution is Resolution KLCY 2017-033, Social Service 638 contract. And this was a contract that Miss Kay Mako put into the BIA, and the resolution was not correct. We did not do that resolution, so we are affirming her proposal for social services, and we must have a resolution for the BIA from us that authorizes that. So Rhonda, if you, did I skip one? Wait,
No,
am I in the right order?
Number 2, maybe.
Okay, all right,
okay.
I'm sorry.
All right. The purpose of this grant application Authorization Act of 2017 is to provide the chairman and executive branch departments with standing authority to apply for what's this, grant application.
It's the one before that, the resolution for the social services.
Is it 33?
Yes.
It's number 33.
Okay. Oh, you want me to read the resolution? Yeah. Okay. All right, resolution number KLCY 2017-033. The resolution of the Kiowa Tribe Legislature authorizing submission of PL 93-638 contract applications from the U.S. Department of the Interior, Bureau of Indian Affairs for Social Services Program funds for a multi-year contract beginning July 11th, 2017. At a duly called session of the legislature of the Kiowa Tribe held this 9th day of December 2017, the following resolution and law were adopted. Whereas the legislature is vested with the authority to pass laws and resolutions pursuant to Article 6, Section 6A of the Constitution of the Kiowa Tribe Constitution, and whereas the Kiowa Tribe has entered into self-determination 638 contracts with the Bureau of Indian Affairs that has provided critical funding to Operation important programs that deliver valuable services to the members of the tribe, and whereas it is the desire of the Kiowa Tribe to provide services to qualified enrolled members through the social services program administered by the tribe for its members, and whereas the Kiowa Tribe social services program shall be funded through the Kiowa Tribe fair share of the distribution allocation of FY 2017 funds through the Bureau of Indian Affairs for such programs through a multi-year contract, and whereas the legislature supports and encourages the chairman and executive branch departments to apply for and obtain all available 638 contracts and funds for the benefit of the tribe, and whereas the legislature finds it is in the best interest of the tribe to provide chairman and executive branch with an efficient and streamlined process to authorize the tribe to apply for and receive grant funds. Now therefore be it resolved that the legislature hereby approves resolution KL CY 2017-33 and hereby authorized to sign and execute any documents necessary to consummate these programs provisions for the welfare of the Kiowa people.
All right, thank you, Rhonda. Any discussion on this resolution for the social service contract?
Just a couple things. I have a question. Are some of these little, just minor,
Copy mission.
no, right here it says critical. The second whereas it says, the middle line that has provided critical funding to operation important programs. Are those going to be corrected?
I'm not understanding the question.
The question is, it doesn't grammatically flow right. That has provided critical funding to operation important programs that, you see what I'm
Supposed to be
saying?
operate.
Critical funding to operate. That's my question. Is it going to be corrected?
We can make that a correction.
Okay.
Funding to the operation.
Do y'all all see that?
It's either the operation or operate would be grammatically.
That's true.
Operate,
It
yeah.
could say to the operation
Of, we have to throw an of in there. The operation of
or to operate important.
programs, yeah.
So
The
the
one
word
word.
operate, right?
Okay, so can, Tracy, will you
Okay.
make that correction?
Yes, and then at the bottom, now therefore, it be it, now therefore it be it resolved, is that correct?
There's too many it's. Now therefore be it resolved. So
Okay,
Just delete it.
not only that
just
one,
the first it.
okay. Um, let's see, there's another one. Okay, the word
Provisions?
authorized
Oh.
is incorrectly spelled, right? And hereby authorized to, oh, okay, right here. Now therefore be it resolved that the legislature hereby approves resolution 33 and hereby authorized to sign and execute any
Authorized.
and
Or
is hereby,
Is hereby authorized.
okay, is, would be better, is hereby.
Okay, so
To
Tracy,
sign and execute any document necessary to consummate
So
future
you-
programs to
you should
provide,
Insert that is in there.
yes.
instead of provision, put provide.
Got it.
Okay.
Any other corrections or discussion on this? Everybody understand where this comes from
Mhm.
and what we're correcting? All right, do we have a motion to pass resolution number KLCY 2017-033?
I make the motion with those corrections being made.
Thank you, Modena.
I'll second.
Thank you, Ron. Any more discussion? Call for the vote on that with the corrections, Rhonda.
Renee Plata,
Here, yes.
Rhonda Ahady, yes. Ron Pula, yes.
Yes.
Dave Kinsella,
Yes.
Anita Uncle Johnson,
Yes.
Medina Waters,
Yes.
Ben Lucero with the whoop. 7 yes, 0 no, 0 abstains, 0 absent, motion carries.
Thank you, Rhonda. All right, our next order of business is resolution number KLCY 2017-034, the Grant Application and Authorization Act of 2017. This actually was adopted when we were still the KBC prior to, I believe it was prior to the enactment of the Constitution, but after the vote. So in that document, it tells the chairman to seek all grants and gives him that authority. But we're changing this to say legislature, to insert legislature basically where it said Kiowa Business Committee. So unless y'all want to hear it,
Because we did it before.
Hear it.
you want to hear it?
Yes. The
She
resolution
wants,
or
she
the-
wants to hear it. Well, let's see.
I wasn't here the last time you guys did it.
Okay, we have the resolution and we have the bill. So, which one do you want to hear? Either one? Because the bill is a little bit more specific
Okay,
than
we'll
the
do the one, we'll
resolution.
do the one that's more specific.
Okay, so,
Okay, this enactment shall be known as the Grant Application and Authorization Act of 2017. Purpose of this act is to provide the chairman and executive branch department with standing authority to apply for and receive grant funds for the tribe, including entering into contracts for such purpose without the need to seek legal authorization from the legislature for each grant application on a case-by-case basis. The legislature hereby finds and declares that the tribe receives significant funds through grants from governmental and private sources to operate the tribe's government and programs for the benefit of the people, and the legislature supports and encourages the chairman and executive branch departments to apply for and obtain available grant funds for the benefit of the tribe. And Article 6, Section 6B3 of the Constitution permits the legislature to make budget modifications without limitations at any time to obtain and expend new grant funds or to appropriate matching funds for new grants, which demonstrates the tribe's support for a streamlined and efficient grant application, contracting, and expenditure process. And the legislature finds it is in the best interest of the tribe to provide the chairman and executive branch with an efficient and streamlined process to authorize the tribe to apply for, receive, and expend grant funds. Grant authorization. The chairman and executive branch departments are hereby authorized and directed to apply for and receive grant funds, including the authorization to enter into contracts for such purposes from any governmental or private source for the benefit of the tribe. The chairman is hereby authorized to prepare the necessary documents to apply for and obtain grant funds in a form and manner acceptable to the funding source, including the authorization to prepare and certify a resolution that may be required by the funding source, and such resolution shall include the date and vote tallies of this act and shall not be required to be presented to the legislature for another approval.
All right. Any more discussion? You have anything, Martina?
Is there a little bit of
One on the back.
Okay.
Wait.
Yeah.
Done with- Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Part C.
Okay, part C. The chairman shall provide written notice to the legislature for any grants applied for and or obtained by the tribe on a quarterly basis.
Okay. We have a motion for resolution KL CY 2017-034, Grant Application and Authorization Act of 2017.
I'll make a motion that we approve, resolution, KLCY 2017-034, grant application authorization act of 2017.
Thank you, Ron.
A second.
Thank you, Anita. Any more discussion? Call for the vote, Rhonda.
Renee Plata?
Yes.
Ron Ahady, yes. Ron Poolall?
Yes.
Dave Gimmelsell?
Yes.
Anita Anko Johnson?
Yes.
Adina Waters?
Yes.
Ben Sarah Wolf?
Yeah.
7 yes, 0 no, 0 abstained, 0 absent, motion carries.
Thank you. All right. Now, next order of business is resolution number KLC 2017-035. This is the establishment of Head Start and the Funding Act of 2017 for Head Start. And comes about because Head Start will be getting 3 new modular buildings from Head Start funding sources. And we want to give our chairman the authorization to enter into a contract to purchase those modular units, which I'm understanding it's going to cost around $817,000 that we will get from the funding source. So Rhonda, if you can,
The findings or the
let me see what we got here. I would read the book, Bill.
This enactment shall be known as the Head Start Establishment and Funding Act of 2017. Findings: the tribe has operated the Head Start program for many years, and the Head Start office provides valuable early childhood and educational services that benefit many children, and the tribe has received a significant grant to operate Head Start, including one-time funds for the purchase of modular units. And the legislature has determined that it is in the best interest of the tribe to formally establish the Head Start office, set the overall goals and responsibilities of Head Start, and to authorize the receipt and expenditure of grant funds, including an authorization act to contract the services, equipment, and supplies using grant funds. The purpose of this act is to formally establish the Head Start office for the tribe, set the overall goals and responsibilities, and to authorize the receipt and expenditure of grant funds for the purpose of modular buildings and for other purposes. Establishment of the Head Start office. The Head Start office is hereby established and shall be located within the executive branch of government under the authority of the chairman. Head Start shall be responsible for the administration and operation of the Head Start office in accordance with the goals, objectives, and requirements set by the federal government as a condition of receiving Head Start grant funds and in accordance with the laws of the tribe. chairman shall ensure that the Head Start is operated and managed by professional staff who shall have the expertise and experience to work with children for the benefit of their educational, social, and other needs. Authorization to expend funds and execute contracts. The legislature hereby authorizes the chairman or his designee to apply for and receive grant funds to operate the Head Start office and to obligate the tribe to provide in-kind, non-monetary contributions that may be required to obtain the grant fund. The legislature hereby authorizes the chairman to negotiate and execute a contract or contracts that may be necessary to operate Head Start, including but not limited to the purpose of modular units, provided that the funds expended for such purposes shall be limited to Head Start grant funds or other funds appropriation in an approved budget and shall be done in accordance with requirements and conditions of the funding agency or shall be otherwise authorized by law.
Thank you, Rhonda. Any discussion further on the Head Start?
Just something real minor, again, at the front, if we would remove the one,
Where's that at?
it's not anything, major, but we're
Now therefore be it resolved. Anything else? Do we have a motion for this resolution? KLCY 2017-035. Do we have a motion? I'll make a motion for that.
I'll second that motion.
With the correction of the it in the resolution. Ron makes the second. Any more discussion? Everybody good with this for Mr. Kamalti to purchase the modulars mainly? Call for the vote, Rhonda.
Renee Klata,
Yes.
Ron Ahady, yes. Ron Kulal,
Yes.
Dave Gimisone,
Yes.
Anita Arthur Johnson,
Yes.
Modena Waters,
yes.
Daniel Sarah, Rebecca Wolf.
Yes.
7 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain, 0 absent, motion carries.
Thank you. All right, good. All right, our next order of business is last month's laws. I have a memo from the chairman, dated Friday. No, wait. We have a memo from the chairman dated November 22nd, where he vetoed both laws that we passed in our session number 7. The Kiowa legislature forwarded 2 resolutions of laws or bills to the executive branch for approval of veto under the Kiowa Constitution. The laws and bills have been acted on as follows. Resolution KLCY 2017-27, the Nomination and Confirmation of Appointees Act of 2017. He vetoed that law. And his reason says not agreeable under the Kiowa Constitution. Then Resolution KLCY 2017-029, the Enrollment and Membership Act of 2017, he vetoed also that law, saying not agreeable under the Kiowa Constitution. And only other thing he does state is, should you need any other information, please contact the executive assistant. Thank you. So he did veto those on 11/22. So our purpose is to override that veto with the next legislative order, which is the legislative order KLCY 2017-027. So could you read both? Read the first one, the legislative this is on the Enrollment and Membership Act.
Okay. Subject to override the chairman's veto of the Enrollment and Membership Act of 2017. Whereas Article 6, Section 6C of the tribe's new constitution grants the legislature to the authority to override chairman's veto of law or budget by passing a legislative order. And whereas on November 11th, 2017, the legislature passed a bill entitled the Enrollment and Membership Act of 2017, resolution number KLCY 2017029, to enact a law to guide the enrollment and membership process to ensure the accuracy and integrity of the membership decision of the tribe. And whereas on November 22nd, 2017, the chairman of the tribe vetoed resolution number KLCY 2017 stating 029 stating not agreeable under the Constitution. And whereas the legislature has determined that it is in the best interest of the tribe to provide a clear standard and procedure for the enrollment officer to make membership decisions for the tribe. Now therefore be it resolved that the legislature hereby overrides the chairman's veto of resolution number KLCY 2017-029. And let's see, there's no backup to that. Okay.
Okay, you do have the sheet. Any discussion on this legislative order?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question. The chairman states not agreeable under the Constitution. Does anyone at this table have any further insight of the reason for the chairman's veto than what is stated?
That's anyone?
Did he give us a reply, a little more detailed reply on that? Because she was put on the payroll in early January this year.
This is the enrollment membership
I know,
law.
that's the one he nominated.
No.
No, you're talking about the nomination.
This is this document that
But
puts,
I mean, he tried to explain why he
that's the other one.
replied that he wanted to confirm her yet.
That
We're
is
talking
a-
about the enrollment clerk, I mean, director.
That part of that law is under the other veto. The enrollment officer is defined under the nomination and confirmation. This is purely the Enrollment and Membership Act. It doesn't address the appointee in here.
It's-
It only addresses the employment, the enrollment, the membership, those items that it takes to,
It's just like an ordinance,
it's an ordinance on how they do
the process.
the process.
Because
To make it
It's not
short.
on the
I
appointment.
recognize that there has to be set guidelines for that director, whoever selected by
It's
him.
on a different one.
But maybe I'm getting this all
It's the other one you're thinking of,
The next one will be. the
because
one you're
they
talking
are
about.
under the confirmation process.
These
So
are
we
just
didn't-
guidelines.
these are the guidelines for the Enrollment Act.
It'll be the next one.
Yeah, the next one is the one you're talking
So
about.
we don't have anything, or I don't know of anything that the chairman has said to anybody about the Enrollment or Membership Act.
He said you said it was under Constitution, that's all.
Another question, all the qualities outlined here were developed by the legislators, or were the existing procedures already in place over there?
They're all
From
the
the policies.
enrollment states is from the old Constitution.
But that was under the personnel policies and procedures, right?
No.
There was
No.
no,
Like-
It never had
Enrollment
one.
is under the Constitution.
on the old constitution.
It was the old Constitution. The exact words are put in the new Constitution on enrollment. Now, we furthered that enrollment law by saying, we did add a committee because the enrollment officer is defined as sole authority. We're not involved, the chairman's not involved, the enrollment officer has sole authority. So one thing we did add in the enrollment membership law is that a 3-person committee also be added
Right,
to that, so that they don't have,
but I'm gonna turn it back while you're right there.
Mhm.
Under the old anyone that either relinquished or added to the power roll was brought before the business committee for approval. She shared that.
We have
She
no
being at that
purpose in
time,
it.
Bina and what was her name? Lisa. That they brought the list and all who was being added. And we had to say this or this.
Right, but we're not involved in the enrollment process.
But
The
you
legislature
say somebody-
or,
But you're saying there's gonna be a 3-member committee?
that's what we approved on the law.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. There was already something similar to approval.
Remember you suggested that, an ad hoc committee be
Right.
assigned to that enrollment
Mhm.
sole authority
Right.
person so that they could have a say-so after she made a decision, they could oversee it or kind
Make
of take
sure.
a second look at it.
Mhm.
So
To
that's
make
what we
sure the
did.
eligibility
Okay, I just
requirements
wanna
are being
put it-
followed and somebody isn't,
I just want that
especially
to
when
take
you
place.
have
Yeah,
an
that's what's in
enrollment
place.
officer, excuse me.
Yeah.
Especially, we looked at that committee because the enrollment officer doesn't have to be Kiowa. That's what was changed in here by a vote. So it's important that we have somebody or somebody else looking at the process to make sure they meet what the Constitution says for eligibility.
And what I was suggested way back there, I'm turning the clock back again.
Mhm.
On that committee, it would be one of our selected elder within the tribe that knows the history of everybody.
I don't think that was put in that
But
enrollment.
that was just something we considered, but even though we all said, no, maybe not.
And possibly there could be an amendment that includes that, but that was not put under the ad hoc committee.
No,
That'd be
I
a
know, but way
selected
back
elder.
there, and we did discuss that, having a committee,
Mhm.
but maybe we should consider a respected elder that, like a Parker McKenzie type, who knew everybody because he worked in a bureau for hundreds of years. He knew every family in the tribe. And that's why I said, do we want to consider that? And I think we finally just in discussion, we said no.
The question here this morning is, do we want to override our bill and the chairman's veto of the bill? Because the chairman's saying
We're not
It's good
discussing an
enough.
individual, we're discussing the
No.
law.
not
Yeah.
at this point. So, the discussion is on, do we want to veto the chairman's, I'm sorry, do we want to override the chairman's veto on the Enrollment and Membership Act of 2017? Oh, is it 607? That's 607. Any more discussion?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yes, Modena. Okay, Modena has the floor. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
The reason for my question was to bring out this discussion that we just had so that we will all understand that it's not spelled out in the Constitution, but we have spelled it out in the law.
Yes.
That's what I want everybody to know, and that's why I asked the question. Thank you for the discussion.
Anybody else? Ben, did you have anything? Nita?
No.
Okay, do we have a motion to override the chairman's veto of the Enrollment Membership Act of 2017? I'll make the motion. Do we have a second?
I second.
Thank you, Anita. Any more discussion before the vote? Rhonda, call for the vote, please.
Renee Plata,
Yes.
Rhonda Ahady, yes. Ron Kulov.
Yes.
Dave Unison,
Yes.
Anita Uncle Johnson,
Yes.
Modena Waters,
Yes.
and Sarah Wolf.
Yes.
7 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain, 0 absent, motion carries.
All right, thank you, Rhonda. The Enrollment and Membership Act, we have overridden the chairman's veto, and that becomes the law of the tribe. All right, our next thing is, she can step out. Well, recess. Okay, we're gonna take a brief recess for a minute. Just because these are important, we need everybody here. Yes. Okay, so we're gonna have a 5-minute break here. Is the camera still running? If you could just stop it for a second. Excuse me, everyone, we're calling the meeting back to order. Excuse me, number 6, overriding the order of KLCY 2017-028, the Nomination and Confirmation of Appointees Act of 2017. This is our other law from last month that the chairman vetoed. Is there any discussion on this law?
This is the law that one sentence was taken out. Right. So we voted on that.
That has to do with the enrollment officer?
Yeah, they have to be a Kiowa tribal member.
Right. And the only thing the chairman says is not agreeable under the Kiowa Constitution. So does anybody have any more information of what the chairman might have thought? Or
Only that he agreed that they don't have to be a Kiowa tribal member, and we did take that sentence out, so they don't have to be the enrollment officer does not have to be a Kiowa tribal member.
Per the vote.
Per the vote of the legislature.
Yeah, that was in there, but this also makes it official on all those nominations and appointees that the chairman must do, and then we must confirm those appointees. So that's the clarification in the law, was in there for the enrollment officer to be Kiowa. Vote of this body changed that. That is not in there. So the enrollment officer can be a non-Kiowa.
So you want me to go ahead and read this?
Yes,
Okay.
please read the override.
Legislative Order KLCY 2017-028 to override the chairman's veto of the Nomination and Confirmation of Appointees Act of 2017. Whereas Article 6, Section 6C of the tribe's new constitution grants the legislature the authority to override the chairman's veto of a law or budget by passing a legislative order, and whereas on November 11th, 2017, the legislature passed a bill entitled the Nomination and Confirmation of Appointees Act of 2017, resolution number KLCY 2017-027, to enact a law to clarify and streamline the process for the chairman to nominate a candidate for office and for the legislature to exercise its confirmation powers regarding the nominee, and to list a position with the tribe's government that required nomination and confirmation. And whereas on November 22nd, 2017, the chairman of the tribe vetoed resolution number KLCY 2017-027, stating not agreeable under the Constitution. And whereas the legislature has determined that it is in the best interest of the tribe to provide a clear process for the chairman to make nominations and for the legislature to exercise its confirmation powers. Now therefore be it resolved that the legislature hereby overrides the chairman's veto of resolution number KLCY 2017-027.
It's 2-8.
28. The last sentence, the last letter on the last sentence is 28, not 27.
No. That's the resolution number.
Of the one that we
Yeah,
got vetoed. Okay.
right.
Okay. That's correct then.
All right, do we have Is there any more discussion before that?
Yes.
Yes, Modena.
I've noticed over the last several weeks that there might be some view by the people, including the people in the executive branch and elsewhere, that there seems to be maybe an unclear understanding about those we confirm. Some we want to have a confirmation hearing or meeting with the individual, and some we do not. For example, with Scott Kwaku, we're not going to have a confirmation hearing.
Okay,
And some of the,
excuse me.
let me finish.
Okay.
Jackie Santacoy, we didn't have a sit-down hearing confirmation, and probably a couple other people. And then we have a confirmation hearing on others, which includes the treasurer. If we did have a treasurer, I believe we should have a confirmation hearing. So I'm thinking there seems to be a definite difference between if there's a full-time employee nominee, like the treasurer or the enrollment officer, then we would have a hearing confirmation where we can visit with them. And the others, because they're only part-time,
But this is not the question, Modena, on here, excuse me. This is not the question of, the question is to override the chairman's veto. Perhaps we need an amendment.
right, but that's why I'm bringing it up. I just think there is it's not clear to certain people that why are you confirming
Consistent.
there's inconsistency
Okay,
in their minds, whether
Not
it is
that
or
I want
not.
to get off on this, because the question is the override on the chairman's veto of our law. If you're saying that the law was not processed correctly and you want to make amendments, that is a different thing. That does not come, we can't make any amendments to it. Let me tell you one thing. The treasurer's position is a paid position, over 50,000. The enrollment officer is over 50,000. This was stated by the chairman. Whereas the election commission, these are not paid positions.
And
They-
we understand that.
They do background checks, but certainly if somebody wanted to bring them up for confirmation in a confirmation hearing, this is the body that does that. So maybe we need to be more specific in the law, but that is not the question right here.
Right.
So the question is, do we want to override the chairman's veto of our law and our bill we presented and passed on the process for the nomination and confirmation of Appointees Act of 2017, so that it's clear for the executive branch to make the nominations, but that is a duty under the Constitution of our body that we confirm those nominations. Now, as you say, some of them have not been that. If we want to make that clear, then we're going to have to amend that law. Right now, we're trying to see if we have a consensus to override the chairman's veto. So, thank you for your question, Modena, Ben. But I think we need to move on with, unless there's more discussion on this act.
I make a motion that we override the chairman's veto of the nomination and confirmation of appointees Act of 2017.
I second.
Thank you, Rhonda, and thank you, Anita. Any more discussion on this? Call for the vote, Rhonda.
Renee Plata,
Yes.
Rhonda Ahady, yes. Ron Kula.
Yeah.
Dave Ginsell,
Yes.
Anita Onko Johnson.
Yes.
Ordina Waters,
Yes.
Ben Lucero Wolf.
Yes.
7 yes, 0 no, 0 abstained, 0 absent, motion carries.
Thank you. Okay, we have overridden the chairman's veto on the nomination and confirmation of the Appointees Act of 2017. The next item on our agenda under old business is also a legislative order for the confirmation of Scott Kwaku for election commission for over area, District 6, excuse me.
It's not close. No, it's-
Okay. Uh, Rhonda, could you please read the legislative order for that confirmation?
Legislative order 2017-029 to confirmation of appointment. Subject, a legislative order to confirm appointment of the Kiowa Election Commission, Scott Kwaku. Whereas on April 17, 2017, the voter of the Kiowa tribe approved a new constitution, and whereas the new constitution, Article 6, Legislative Branch 6 and 6, Power C, the legislature shall have the power to pass legislative orders to approve internal, administrative, and operational matters and other specified matters. Legislative orders shall be used by the legislature to approve or reject a veto override of a law or budget, to call special meetings of the council, and to confirm or deny nominations made by the chairman. The legislature may, upon reasonable notice, convene at any time to consider and approve legislative orders. The legislative order passed by the legislature shall not be presented to the chairman for signature or veto.
Any discussion on Mr. Scott's nomination for election commission? Are we ready to proceed with the motion?
Yes.
Do we have a motion for Mr. Scott Kwaku's to confirm his appointment to the election commission today? To do that. Thank you, Ben.
I'll set that motion.
We have a second. Please call for the vote, Rhonda.
Renee Plata,
Yes.
Rhonda Ahady, yes. Ron Kula,
Yes.
Dave Ginsell,
Yes.
Anita Onko Johnson,
Yes.
Ordina Waters,
Yes.
and Ben Lucero Wolf. 7 yes, 0 no, 0 abstained, 0 absent, motion carries.
Right, thank you. Okay, so, the next order
Did you
of
have a
business.
question?
Okay, so our next order of business is number 8, and that's any other items. I want to say 8 and 9 are kind of together, other or public comments. I understand we have some comments, off our, is that live stream, Keith, or what is it, Facebook Live? Did you want to mention those comments, Ben?
Yeah, did you read those?
I
They got like-
think we should clarify the disenrollment issue.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So what is
Address
the
that.
question? Is there a question? Could you,
Hold on a
That's
second. Let me-
gone, okay. Well, we'll just go ahead and clarify it. There was a question about disenrollment and removal from the membership roll on the Enrollment and Membership Act of 2017. I'm gonna go ahead and read that, and then we can discuss it. Section 1.15, disenrollment and removal from the membership roll. All removal proceedings shall be conducted by the Kiowa Tribe Trial Court and Supreme Court. Any adult enrolled Kiowa member may commence disenrollment and removal proceedings against a member by filing in trial court. So the Kiowa tribal member may be unhappy that somebody is an enrolled member, so they will take that petition to the trial court against this member that they don't want to be enrolled. But that's KIC. Well, it could be legislators too, but KIC. But it doesn't involve the legislators. It involves a KIC member coming against another KIC member and bringing it to trial court. Upon filing, the trial court shall hold a preliminary hearing within 30 calendar days. This preliminary hearing is for the court to determine if a prima facie case to support the removal of the affected member has been presented in order to proceed with removal hearings. If the court finds that there is not a prima facie case with sufficient evidence to proceed with removal hearings, the case shall be dismissed. If the court finds that a prima facie case for removal does exist, the court shall proceed with the removal hearing. A member may only be removed from the membership roll if there is a clear and convincing evidence that the member does not meet the eligibility requirements. These eligibility requirements are already in place, and if they don't meet the eligibility requirements, perhaps they're not a quarter. Perhaps they're adopted into a Kiowa family, but they're not even a Kiowa at all. Things like that. You have to meet the eligibility requirements established in the Article 4, Section 1 of the Constitution. This is of the Constitution. This is from the old Constitution as well, and it's been brought over to the new Constitution. The trial court's final decision is subject to appeal to the Supreme Court. So, if the trial court doesn't pass it, if they don't approve it, or they approve the disenrollment, they can go ahead and go to the Supreme Court. Or if the KIC member is unhappy that the other KIC member didn't get disenrolled, they can take that to the Supreme Court. If an affected member unlawfully retaliates or causes someone else to unlawfully retaliate against the trial court or members who file in the court for removal, the affected member may be fined $1,000. Frivolous and or malicious removal by members, if the trial court finds that the removal initiated by the member was frivolous or malicious, the trial court will award the affected member a remedy of not more than $5,000 to be equally assessed against the members who filed for defamation and hardship created for the affected member. In addition to the $5,000 remedy, the trial court may order the member who filed to also pay any other fees associated with the removal hearing incurred either by the affected member or the tribe, to include the cost of DNA analysis or other research, investigative, or evidentiary costs. The court shall invite the tribe as an interested party to this lawsuit. So this all goes to court. It doesn't have anything to do with the legislature or the legislative body. This process protects people from getting disenrolled by the political leaders. So we don't have anything to do with that. We can't. It doesn't come before us. It comes before the trial court. And if you do it maliciously, if you don't like somebody in the KIC and, I want to disenroll that person, I don't want that person to be a Kiowa tribal member, you have ill feelings for that person, you want to be mean-spirited or whatever, and you file that petition to go before the court, and they find that member truly is eligible to be a Kiowa tribal member, and this other person that was malicious and mean-spirited, they'll get fined $5,000 for even bringing that petition, filing that petition to the court and causing that member hardship. And they could even be fined extra if there's DNA tests that have to be made, if there's any other bills that have been incurred for that particular petition, they can be responsible for that too. So it's not anything that it's not just a fly-by-night insert into the Enrollment and Membership Act of 2017. This is for your protection as well. So there are consequences if you frivolously try to disenroll somebody, and it all has to be proven according to the eligibility rules and policies. So, anybody else got any?
Anything else? Is there any other comments, Keith, on that?
Just want to thank you for reading that and clearing it up, and hopefully that it will kind of clarify what the disenrollment law is. So just want to thank you for your comments, and we appreciate them.
We want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas.
Is there any other comments? Are there any comments from the audience? Anything else? Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'm going to give this comment again. Don't forget.
Oh, yeah.
Is there any announcement or
What is that?
anything?
For the meeting.
Don't forget the Saturday, December 16th, special meeting of the Kiowa Indian Council, 9:00 a.m. Red Buffalo Hall here at the Kiowa Tribal Complex here in Carnegie. And the purpose is to select a KIC coordinator. Do we have a list of those that we can announce, or it's on the
It's on
election
the
page?
election website,
Yeah.
and it's also on the website for the Kiowa
Okay.
Tribe's website.
The Kiowa Tribe website and the Kiowa election website has the 4 nominees, and it has a little bio of all of them, and you can read those. But you have to be here. Try to be here at 9:00 because we're not going to vote until there's 150 people here. Okay. You want me to read the candidates? Who they are, the bios? Okay. The following people have submitted their names for the coordinator position, KIC coordinator position. Spencer Allen Onco from Norman, Oklahoma. Christy Wolf Norris, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tawny M. Atone Harjo Growing Thunder from Oklahoma City. And Dave Adigimasettle from Carnegie, Oklahoma. So again, that's Spencer Allen Onco, Norman. Christy Wolf Norris, Tulsa. Tawny M. Atone Harjo Growing Thunder, Oklahoma City. And Dave Adigimasettle from Carnegie, Oklahoma. These are the 4 that are have put in their nominations for the KIC coordinator. So those are the 4 you're going to be voting for when you come to this meeting. We're not going to start voting until there are 150 members in attendance to establish a quorum. Each one will, after you vote, you'll get a voucher for a turkey. We'll also have door prizes. We'll have, I think, some entertainment. We'll have a youth drum group performing. We'll have lunch. So, and then the voting results will be at 12:30.
Majority vote, right?
The majority of wins. So if you have 150 votes and one has 51, the other one has 49, the other one has 50, then the one with 51 wins, the KIC coordinator. So be sure and come to that, because it's very important that the Kiowa Indian Council has a voice in this, in our government, our Kiowa government. So it's very important that you show up and vote. 18 or over is the age for voting. So.
Anything else? Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Can we wish them all, everybody out there, happy holidays and Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. God bless you all.
Do we have a second to the motion?
I second it.
Thank you, Rhonda. Call for the vote.
Renee Plata,
Yes.
Rhonda Ihady, yes. Ron Kula,
Yes.
Dave Gimsell,
Yes.
Anita Onco Johnson,
Yes.
Odina Waters,
Yes.
Ben Lucero Wolf.
Yes.
7 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain, 0 absent, motion carries.
At
10:55. Thank you.